What's up guys, Hulky Boy checking in. Today I've got for you Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. We're going to be doing some FPS tests with the GTX 1080 Ti and the Amplifier against the Onboard GTX 970M on the Alienware 15. I may have a little surprise. I've got a 4K external television which we're going to try and hook the amplifier up to. It may or may not work. To see if there's an increase on FPS to an external screen, which there should be from reports from other people. So on my last video I did ask about off-topic Sunday. Might do it on a Tuesday. It just goes better off-topic Tuesday. Some douchebag suggested I cover my face in that purifying black mask stuff, so I've gone and picked some up. Yeah, I've looked at a few videos. It's going to hurt like a bitch, I think. So thank you for that. Fook you or fook me, whoever the bloody hell commented that. But yeah, we're going to go for that. I might even rope the girlfriend in for that, because that'd be quite fun watching her do it too. So that'll be coming up as well. I've also gone out and purchased a new microphone. Got myself a Razer Siren. So the audio should hopefully be better, especially for the commentary on the gameplay. I've looked back at a few videos and the audio just sounds absolutely shit, so I've got one of these. Next, we're going to go for a camera. I'm hoping to get that in the next week or so we can start recording in 4K, just improve the quality of the channel and stuff. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. The next part is the giveaway that I'm going to do. So I've got, long story short, when I pre-ordered the 1080 Ti, it did come, I didn't find it out until like Friday just gone. I ordered it on the Friday before it came out. It came to me on the day of delivery. I was like, great, I've had it an entire week. In that week, I purchased For Honor and Wildlands, both of them at full retail. And the Friday just gone, a week after I had the card, Nvidia decided to message me, which, you know, I'm kind of grateful they did, but it's a code that you can put into Nvidia GeForce Experience application, and it lets you choose whether you want to download For Honor or Wildlands. But I've bought them both at retail, so fuck you, Nvidia, for fucking me over there. But my loss is your gain. So what I'm going to do is give away this code, which entitles you to one or the other, For Honor or Wildlands. It'll be your choice. All you need to do to enter is like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment down below which game you would like. And it's simple as that. We're going to close it a week from when the video goes up. I will put it in the description the time that it gets cut off, and we'll do what we did last time. We did drew from a hat, a winner. So get entering, guys. But yes, anyway, back onto topic. Wildlands.
Okay, so we are on Ghost Recon Wildlands. Options, video settings, 1080p full screen, VSync is off, and video is on, sorry, graphics are on low at the moment. So we'll see how we fare. We're on the GTX 970M on board at the moment. We will swap to the amplifier in due course and test the settings. This is the first time I'm actually playing this game, so no idea what to expect. Thinking about it. Can we skip this? I don't know if we can. No. I'm not going to spoil the gameplay for you, so I will pan back in once we're back online.
A friend of mine.
Play the game. Okay. So graphic settings again, I've left them on low, and we're still on 1080p on the GTX 970M.
Time to earn your pay,
at 60
people.
frames a
Put on
second.
your game faces.
I tell you, I'm not too comfortable working with Pakatari and these rebels. Their kind of ideology
I had
always ends up with
2.6
more bodies on the
kilometers, so
ground.
I need a
What's
truck.
your feeling on this?
Oh shit, there's my
End of the
team.
day, this is a
Can we
revenge
get
mission.
this? Yes, we
We need to
can.
focus and get this done quick before we get stuck between local politics and the firestorm of
70
cartel
frames.
bullets. First objective, track down that Santa Blanca lieutenant so we can find Amaru.
Wow.
X, sit back down. Okay. Back to vehicle. Just get out of the vehicle. Okay, so frames a second, steady 60 to 70 on low. I'm hoping that we can just edit this in game and I don't have to pan out every time. We'll go to medium and apply. Oh, really? The texture quality setting will only apply after reloading the game from the main menu. Okay, so what we'll do is... oh my dear god. Right. Quit to main menu. Hopefully... by loading back in, continue campaign. It did seem to make a difference just simply by changing it in the settings, but like I said, if the textures have to reload, that can have a difference in frames. So straight away we've dropped down from 60 odd frames to 43, and that is literally just going from where do we go from low settings to medium. There's high, then there's very high, then there's ultra. As you can see here, it's gonna piss my VRAM right up because using it all. But on the medium settings, yeah, we're using just over 2/3. So we'll do a little quick test on this one, see how we fare, and I will snap back in each time we change the graphics up because it's just going to save you guys a lot of boring in between time. Yeah, it looks alright, to be fair. I mean, I'd probably play it at medium settings on board, 40 frames a second. Shit, my teammates is probably not the best thing to do. Every game now is kind of going for the open world, isn't it? So, what's this
Hey,
prep one?
keep your guns down. These people see too many as it is. Hold on, why do you shoot a
Yeah,
civilian?
hold that. Oh dear, game over. So we're hitting around about the 43, 42 frames a second. 40 frame. Yeah, it's playable on that. I mean, I assume if we change it up, I'll jump back on in a sec with it if we knock the graphics up to high. Yeah, I'm aware. Right, we've loaded back in and we're on high settings. Let's just show you guys so we know we're not getting anything mixed up. Graphic settings are on high, 2648 out of 3040 megawatts used on the graphics, and we are still in 1080p resolution. Okay, so I don't understand some of the settings on here when it goes from medium to high and the frames stay pretty much the same. I think we're getting middle to low 40s, and we're see much of a difference in the quality of the graphics from medium to high. Dipping into the 30s, so there is a slight difference, I suppose, but to be fair, when you look at the two settings, there's not a huge difference between. Yeah, it's about 200. About 230 meg difference in the graphics. I think that the main difference is when you go to... No, there's not a huge amount there. Ultra's where it goes well above board. We'll try it on Ultra. Oh, it's applying it for me. applying the new vegetation quality setting. Super duper. Okay, so we've gone on to the next setting, and yeah, the frames have dropped again.
Let's keep the guns down.
Only by a few. We've dropped down from from 40 to 34, 35. Shut up. Trying to take her out off. Yeah, so dipping into the low 30s here with the settings and graphics on very high. The next set would be ultra settings, but I'm pretty sure ultra is going to cane the graphics card way too hard on board. I did play around with the settings before I did this video. I must admit, when I first installed it a few days ago, I did some bench tests just to see what we were getting. But I want to see if the gameplay is consistent with the benchmark. I mean, I was getting on the amp around about 30 frames a second in 4K on ultra. But I think we need to install a game that we've already tested the 1080 on to see the comparable differences. So yeah, 30 odd frames. I mean, if we just quickly change that, hopefully it'll reload the graphics and the texture settings and change it to ultra. Okay, I'm going to have to go out. Applying new vegetation settings. Okay, well what I'll do is I'll jump out anyway just to make it fair and go back to the main menu. I assume this is not going to be playable at all because the frames did dip down below. I think it went to like 10, 12. So we're loading back in on ultra settings in 1080p. It would appear from the initial jump it's going to be even lower, isn't it, if it's reloaded the vegetation. Yeah, see, look, we're sub 20s. Oh, that was a bit juddery. Yeah, it's horrible. The frames are dire. Yeah, you're not going to enjoy that. It's just really sluggish. 20 frames a second is gash. What I'll do now is I'll jump back in on 4K and we'll start on low just to see whether it is playable. But yeah, it's not really very good. I mean, the graphics look fantastic, but yeah, it's just not playable on the onboard. So what we'll do is we'll jump back in when the resolution's whacked up to 4K and we'll start on low for you. Okay, so we're back in 4K and we're on low graphic settings. Let me just confirm that for you guys. Video settings 4K and graphic settings very low. I don't know whether you can hear my fans, but they're going ballistic on the Alienware 15. I mean, yeah, we're pretty much we're only a little bit higher than we were in ultra on 1080 here. We're around the 23 frames a second, whereas on the previous setting in 1080 and ultra we're on about 17, 18, so it's a little bit better in 4K on low. But yeah, you're not going to want to play it really because it's less than 30 frames a second. It's not mega bad, but yeah, I'd much rather 30, 40, 50 frames a second than this because it is just a bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, the graphics, you can see a marked improvement in the quality on the screen, obviously given 4K, but yeah, we're not going to. I'll knock it up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be practically yeah, so let me knock it up to medium and it's bitching. It's got no RAM. The VRAM's maxed out, and it probably gives me a little warning here as well just to confirm. It did on the other one. What's it doing? Yeah, see, look, we're 14 frames and it hasn't even reloaded everything yet. So yeah, definitely not playable in 4K unless you're happy to play it on 20, 23, 24 frames a second, which I definitely am not. So what we'll do is we will come back with the amplifier with the 1080 Ti connected, and we'll start in 1080p and we'll work our way up again and see what we get. Okay, so we are back on the GTX 1080 Ti. As soon as it record there, we've dropped about 10 frames, so bear that in mind. The graphic settings, we're just on low. We're on the 1080 Ti obviously, and video we're still in 1080p. VSync is off. Frame cap is not on either. So we were getting about 60 frames a second on the onboard, and we're hitting 110, 112. So not too far, probably just under double the difference. Like I said before we started recording, it dipped as soon as I hit record. It dropped about 7, 8, 9 frames, but we're hitting, I'd say pretty much double what we were hitting before. So obviously more than playable in 1080p on low, which you would expect because it was playable anyway before. But we will up the graphics quality. I'm just gonna do it in game because when you reload the textures it didn't make a huge amount of difference, and I don't want to drag this video on for ages. Okay, so we've gone up to medium. The frames have dropped about 15, 20 frames, which is quite a big drop considering the onboard didn't drop that much. But medium, we're still hitting 90, 95 consistently. I will, like I said, if I can, do this at the end on 4K to an external screen. I've got a 55-inch 4K television in the front room, so I will hook the amplifier up to that and see if we can get it to display there. But we're dropping to 80 frames here, so interesting. I mean, even in 1080p, this game looks really good graphically. We'll knock it up once more. So we're on about 90 frames. We go to high. See, it doesn't use next to nothing, so I'm not too sure what's going on. So we've gone up to high settings now, and yeah, we dipped into 70s there. So yeah, it's dropped again, as you'd expect. Not over 60 then, crikey. Overall, it seems to be pretty consistent. 70 to 80 on high. But I've got nothing to gauge on because we didn't use this on the let's drop to 40, 50. What the fuck's going on there? In general, yeah, we didn't have anything to go because I didn't play. This game's only just come out, so we didn't get to play it on the 1080. So I really do need to start downloading some of the older games that we played the 1080 on. So, for example, I will download Tomb Raider because that we did play in 4K on the 1080 and we got some good results. So you'd expect a marked improvement. If we knock that up again, we'll just go once more up again. We're still in 1080p, we go to very high. I'm expecting it to be playable in ultra, comfortable still. But it really does boil down to how much it's going to rinse. See, 60 odd frames, so 60, 70 frames. It is going to dip every now and again, but in very high, I'm hitting consistently 70, 75. Highs of 80, lows of like 67, 68. Trying to get out of the vegetation.
If and when Santa Blanca leaves. What? Bolivians take over again. But this country's all changed. It used to be FARC taking Bolivian cocaine to Mexico. FARC moves out, some other guy moves in. Santa Blanca moves out, who comes next?
Let's just go up again before we jump onto 4K. We'll just knock it into ultra. This is 4,000 meg of the 11,000 available. The Ultra preset enhances visual fidelity at the cost of performance, especially at resolutions beyond 1080p, even on high-end configurations. Okay, thanks for your insight. Maybe this game just rinses every card.
Santa Blanca has done a hell of a lot to build up the cocaine.
Okay, so we're on top settings now, we're on Ultra. And we're hitting 50 frames.
All these
Dipping into
buildings, this
the
equipment,
high
even the
40s.
logistical template, it's just going to be sitting there when the next cartel moves in.
Shut up, dude. You're making me feel
But
all
even at
depressed
50,
and
50
useless.
frames is still playable. Ideally you'd like it, 60, but 50 is definitely playable. Mate, it's just... Oh, there's someone just hanging there, isn't it? No shit, yeah, they're hanging. Shooting a corpse, don't mind that. There's me thinking I was taking out somebody. And I'm just shooting a corpse. Okay, so what I'll do now is we'll come back into 4K and we'll see how we fare. Okay, I've had to stretch this video over 2 days because I was recording up until about 1:30 in the morning, and when we booted back up, obviously we're on the amplifier anyway, went into 4K and it refused to record video. It just kept giving me the red line for the shadow play. But today's a new day. We've reinstalled the... It said there's a driver update. I don't know. I reinstalled GeForce Experience last night. But anyway, without further ado, we're back. It's all going to run seamlessly for you guys, so you're going to be like, what the fuck's he on about? It's just going all together. But yeah, it's another day for me. 11,000 megabytes, so that's 11 gig card on the 1080 Ti here on the amplifier. We're running in full screen 4K resolution, and the graphics are on low to begin with, and we're going to rank them up as we go through the game. So, as I did mention before, if I do get the chance, I will take the amplifier into my front room and we'll see if we can connect it to the 4K television and use it as an external display and see if there's an increase, mainly when we get to the ultra part of it, because that's where I'm really wanting to see whether it's any better on an external display. Apparently it is, but we'll have to just see how we go. Okay. Let me just pause that a second. Okay, so just double checking. Full screen 4K, yep, and graphics are set to low. Okay, let's have a look. I mean, even on low settings, what are we on? 53, 54, 55, that sort of... You notice the wall is kind of picking up definition as we get to it. I mean, obviously on low settings, the field of view is going to be quite crap. So, but in 4K, the resolution enhances the viewing anyway, I think. So, I mean, it looks really good even on low. But yeah, we're sitting pretty on around about 50 frames a second there. So, 50, 55. But yeah, the wall is kind of defining itself as we get closer. It's kind of blocky, and then it kind of hits all the definition when we get nice and close to it. So yeah, a bit strange there, but obviously if the graphics settings are on low, then it will do that to just not tax it too much. We'll knock it up again. I'm not going to make this too long because I don't want to stretch the video out for too long. But yeah, we're on low settings. We'll knock them up to medium. I know that if we have to, I don't want to pan out and pan into the game, but I have to keep reloading it because I said it will stretch the video out for too long. But this will just give you a kind of a benchmark, really, what it's going to be like. Your frames per second will be slightly different. Obviously, if you've got a different CPU or a different system, the 13 or the 17 laptops, or the new Skylake processor. This is the 4710HQ i7. I did tweak the settings so that it boosts to, I think 3.5. It forces it to boost to 3.5 when it is connected. So we just made sure that is all up and running, and it is hitting the 3.5 when all 4 cores are boosted. So there's no dramas there. But we're on medium settings and about 40, 48, 49, and we've got some contact.
I got a third target. That's a kill.
That's a kill.
Relax, we're still good.
So yeah, we're still sitting around the high 40s and that, so I'll knock it up again. Like I said, I want to keep this quite brief for you guys. We've knocked it up to high settings, and frames dropped a little bit, not too much. Mid 40s really. Okay,
I see a second target.
down you go.
History.
They're on alert.
Oh shit, they spotted it.
Hey, cartel lieutenant. Over there inside the cemetery.
Oh, Lieutenant. I'm not going to do the tutorial. We don't do tutorials, we just wing it. So we're sitting around about the 45 frames a second. And he's down. But it looks really good. I mean, I'm sure it's down to the resolution itself, but
Everybody hold up, we got hostiles in the area. I got one narco.
Where you got him?
In the cemetery.
these guys don't seem to do a huge amount. It's me. It's all me. Okay, there's one guy down here. We'll swap. Down he
That's a
goes.
kill.
So we're still sat around about the 40-ish sort of frames a second, high 40s in high. We will bump it up again for you. Graphics to very high. So obviously from it's applying the new quality settings, but we're going to go up to very high. Okay, so yeah, we've dropped down there. We've dipped to 38, 39. We're in the lower end of the 40s now with the very high settings. I think it's the Ultra that's really going to test it because everything just gets maxed out. I mean, it just looks really good. I mean, with these open world games, there's a lot going on. There's AI moving around. You're seeing little bits of leaves and stuff blowing in the wind. It does, just in general, look really nice. And on this 4K screen, it looks really good. I'm really eager now to see what it's going to hit when we put it into ultra settings. But yeah, we're sitting around about 42, 43. It's going to dip either way depending on what we're doing, what's happening. But yeah, it's still playable. Sod it, let's go for it. We'll knock it up to ultra and we'll see what we get. See, the graphics card there is a big jump. It's using nearly half of it now. Okay, so the frames, you can see they've dropped down to about 31, 32, 30, that sort of area. But I've noticed a huge difference in everything. The particles blowing around, the wind on the vegetation, just the dust, bits and pieces, but it looks absolutely quality on this 4K screen. I mean, 30 frames a second is technically playable. I wouldn't go any lower than that. It's going to be really laggy, I suppose. It's going to be a bit juddery. I personally would prefer to play, if you wanted to play, I mean, I'd like to play in 1080p on ultra settings because that was good for me. If you want to play in 4K, then I'd suggest drop down to high or very high where it's not as intensive and you're going to get around 40, 50 frames a second, which is going to be a noticeable improvement, like 50% better, just by not having it in ultra. I mean, it plays in ultra, as you can see. No, not a bad guy. I mean, yeah, lows of 28, 29, but it hasn't gone any lower than that.
Hey, keep your guns down. These people see too many as it is.
But yeah, overall I'm happy with that. I mean, obviously I think this game is going to be very graphically demanding anyway, so we'd like to pair it up with I'm going to download Tomb Raider for you so we can do a direct comparison between 4K on the 1080 and the 1080 Ti, because I did do a video covering that. But yeah, it's playing okay. It's 30 up to 35 in ultra settings in 4K. So yeah, definitely 4K gaming with ultra settings. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be as playable as it is, but I would like to now see if we can hook it up to the 4K screen
Marines and planes.
and
This ought to be
what sort of improvement we're going to get from that.
No sooner had they settled down into their seats.
Okay, so I do apologise for the quality of this video. I'm just recording off my iPhone at the moment. I have managed to, let me just show you guys, I have hooked up the amplifier to the 4K screen in my front room. So as you can see, I've got the microphone balancing on the laptop, the Alienware 15. The amplifier is on the floor, it's hooked up to the laptop, and then on the screen here we have got 4K of lovely goodness, and I'll jump in on game and we'll just see quickly what frames we're getting with the settings we were trying before. Okay guys, so we are now hooked up to the 4K screen in my living room. It's a 55-inch Samsung wall mounted screen, which you've just seen, and I don't know whether you're going to pick up the audio from this because I've got it running from my surround sound. I've turned it right down because I don't want to pick up the noise pollution on the mic. So as you can see here, Samsung display, full screen, 4K, and I think fuck it, we'll just go straight in on Ultra and see what frames we're getting. We know that we were getting around about 30 to 35 frames a second when we were doing it through the Alienware 15 screen. So I'm intrigued to see what improvements, if any, we're going to get when we run it directly through. I also turned off the laptop display as well, so it's running purely through the Samsung screen and nothing else. The suspense is killing me. It's sitting at 34. Hopefully it's going to be more than that. Oh, come on. Suspense. So 33.
Weapons case.
It's sitting practically the same. I was expecting it to be better. I don't know if there's something I haven't done correctly. Maybe you guys can point me in the right direction, but we're on Ultra. There's nothing to VSync. There's nothing on there that's going to be capping it, surely. Video. VSync is off. Frame limit off. I can't see anything that would be capping. I was expecting to be higher on an external screen. I don't know. Maybe because it's not a gaming screen, it's a TV. Maybe that is the difference. I don't know, but it looks as though it's the same on the Samsung screen it was on the laptop. Maybe a shade, a couple of frames better, but that is literally it. So yeah, mildly disappointed. I was expecting better things from what everyone said. Going to an external screen you do get an improvement in frames, but I can't see it personally. So maybe you guys can point me in the right direction as to why that is. Like I say, I've connected up through the Alienware 15 laptop to the amplifier. The amplifier is HDMI'd into the television, and I've ported over to the TV as the main display, and I've disabled the onboard display, literally just to show it on one. So maybe there's something there that I've not set up correctly. If you guys could point it out for me, then I will attempt to try some new settings in other videos, but maybe it's just because it's a television. But anyway, I assume if that's the case, we're going to have the same settings across the board as we did before, so I'm not going to try tweaking anything else, but at least we've hopefully cleared up that mystery. Maybe we've opened up Pandora's box and we've got more questions than we had before, but there's not a lot I can do about that for you guys right now, I'm afraid. So there you go, guys, there you have it. We have run tests on the amplifier on board with Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. We even managed to get it to go onto my external 4K television, and the frames seem to be the same. Not too sure what that is. Maybe someone can shed some light. I did try it straight after I stopped recording, and I did
duplicate displays, and the frames are even less, they're about 20. So I was right to disable the laptop screen and just run on the TV effectively, but for whatever reason, yeah, it was the same frames a second. Maybe it's the ceiling of what the card can do on this game. It's a new game, so it's not been tested for me anyway on any other cards other than the 1080 Ti. I'm going to download Tomb Raider so that we can do a direct comparison between that, and that will help us to review the card. I'll do that and follow it up with a review on the actual card itself with some bench test comparisons between the 1080 Ti and the 1080, so that way we can see comparative differences between games that they've both been tested on, which should be good, and some Firestrike tests as well, so we can see there how the cards differ and how they perform. Don't forget, there is a game giveaway again, like I did mention at the beginning of the video. We're going to be giving away a code which will give you a free copy of For Honor, or the game we just played, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. You can choose whichever one you want. You just have to redeem it through NVIDIA GeForce Experience. My loss is your gain, so all you got to do, just remember, you got to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like the video, and then comment in the comment section down below which game you would like. And the closing date I'll put in the description below. It's going to be not this Sunday, the Sunday coming, so there's a good week that the competition is going to be open for. But yeah, not a lot else I can really say. I hope the audio was much better with the Razer Siren instead of the crappy microphone headset that I've been using before. As I said, we're going to get a camera next, so we're going to get some better quality, some better lighting as well, so we can just improve the channel all around. So do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you like the videos, if you like what I'm doing. Comment in the comment section down below. I do my best to reply to everyone that replies, even if they're with technical questions or anything they need help with. I'll do my absolute best to message you guys back. Also, follow my socials. I'm on Instagram. Follow me up. Hit me up. Give me some love on there. Twitter, Facebook. I'm on the lot. I'll reply to messages on Facebook as well as much as I can. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later on.